Today, we're talking about villains who had the dumbest reasons to be evil. First up, we got alternate universe Doofenshmirtz. Now, we all know that the regular Doofenshmirtz is one of the most justified villains in fiction. This dude's backstory is so tragic, I'm convinced the universe itself was beefing with this man. Like his own parents didn't even show up for his own birth. How the f does that make sense? He had no friends, he was abused, he got abandoned. Pretty much if anything good happened to this man, the universe would be like, nah, take that shit back. And Doofenshmirtz actually tried not to be evil. He worked normal jobs, he was nice. But I'm telling you, bro, the universe literally wanted this guy to be evil. So I mean, this had no choice. Now, compare that to alternate universe Doofenshmirtz. This version took over the entire world, enslaved people, or at least tried to, I don't really know. And then he tried invading Phineas's universe. Now, you're probably wondering what made this dude so damn evil. Well, he did all of this because he lost his toy train as a kid. Yeah. Toy train. Like, come on, bro. At least crash out over something cool like a Lego Death Star set. Now that would be valid. Like, imagine building all that, spending hours just to lose it. Like, I would. It's a great day. Mr. Incredible's out doing his thing. He's saving cats from trees, stopping bad guys, you know, just doing regular superhero shit. He comes back to his car just to find this kid inside. And he's talking about how he's finna be Mr. Incredible's sidekick or something. Now, understandably, Mr. Incredible's not messing with this. I mean, this dude's literally a kid. Like, where the f are his parents? So it's later in the day and Mr. Incredible's trying to stop this dude. Bon voyage. But as you could expect, the kid shows up again.
Oh my God, bro.
And let me just make this clear, all right? This dude has bombs. Like, no kid should be here. So Mr. Incredible tries to get the kid to leave, but he just won't listen. And Mr. Incredible ends up having to save him, which lets the criminal get away and nearly gets a train full of people killed. And instead of being like, man, that was very dangerous, you know what, I probably shouldn't do that again, the kid crashes out over it. He grows up and becomes Syndrome, which is a terrible name. Like, this is the first thing that pops up when you look up the name. Like, what was he thinking? I think. Anyway, this dude becomes a villain. And he isn't just any harmless Disney villain. No, this guy is here to get shit done. He single-handedly murders at least 20 superheroes. And he, like, terrorizes the city, killing God knows how many people just because his idol said no to him. Like, this is some of the pettiest shit I've seen. All of this over something so stupid. And Mr. Incredible was right. All this kid did was just slow him down and get more people hurt. So, like, what's going on in this dude's head? Also, real quick, I just gotta point out the way this man died, bro. He got shredded up and exploded, which is brutal coming from a kid's movie. You know what? The whole movie was just wild. Like, bro, this had me looking like The Rock throughout the whole thing. Anyway, next we got Codpiece. So, you see, Codpiece was just a regular guy. Well, regular in most ways, except for one. He had a small dick, and he was super insecure about this. He would ask a girl out, and she'd say,
"No, you're too small."
Now, she could have meant that he was too short, he didn't have enough muscle, but Codpiece would interpret this as, "You have a small bitch." And through his whole life, he would struggle with this. Pretty much, if a woman didn't reciprocate the same feelings, he would take this as an attack on his peen. Codpiece eventually goes to the doctor to see what he could do, but he misinterprets the doctor's advice as a dig at him too. Codpiece tries to move on a little longer, but he just loses. So he builds this goofy looking suit with a huge mechanical that can do anything. I'm talking ultrasound, giant scissors, missiles, bro. This can do anything. And with this great power, he decides to rob banks as a way to get back at society. But you know, in the end, he just ends up getting his stuff melted and he goes to jail. I ain't gonna lie, I actually kind of felt bad for this guy, but like, he brought all of this on himself. Like, bro, it's not that serious. Okay, it actually kind of might be, but still. Next, Titan, the guy who became a supervillain because he got no bitches. And before we continue with this guy, let's just take a good look, all right? The middle part is ugly as fuck. his head is just built weird. You know what? He's just built weird overall. Like, his proportions are just off. Like, this dude's out here rocking the Doof physique. This nigga's just chopped. But you know what? It's not the end of the day. If you got game, you can always clutch up. Well, about that. Yeah, his game is atrocious.
He really went up to his crush and asked her if she wanted to come over for dip and bouncy house time. This is a grown-ass man, by the way.
Now, Roxanne rejects him respectfully and goes on about her date. End of story, right? Nah, this nigga Hal gets powers, and you know what? He's feeling himself, he's looking good, he's feeling confident, so he tries to raise her up again by throwing her around the city and nearly killing her. And he really has the audacity to become the villain when she doesn't like him. Like, come on, bro, what do you expect? You brought all of this on yourself. I also just gotta point out that he goes to jail at the end of the movie, meaning that he might be a virgin for the rest of his life. Well, unless he drops the soap, then yeah. And last, I just want to quickly bring up Jack Horner. Like, this guy had everything from birth: a rich and loving family, stability, and just an overall comfortable life. But he still decided that he wanted all the magic in the world, so he hunted pretty much every fairy tale character you can think of: Midas, Captain Hook, Cinderella. But what really disturbed me was the fact that he had baby unicorn horns. Now, I don't know if he actually killed them, but with how evil this dude is, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, he was really about to shoot a puppy with no hesitation. And this nigga also killed like all his men. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, peace out.